Hello and welcome to Wait for Real.
A true crime and paranormal podcast. I'm Grace.
And I'm Katie, and it's Grace's birthday.
It is.
Yesterday, by the time you're listening to this, because your birthday's
Yeah.
Tuesday. Yeah, okay. I had to think about
Yeah, I
it.
was like, it's Monday. I was like, I don't know.
Me
Yeah.
either.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
happy
And I'm also
birthday.
sick. So get ready for
Yes.
all the sniffles this entire episode, guys.
Shocking. It's okay. The editing can take it out.
I hope so. Well, now we just learned that, like, we can edit this so much easier.
Yeah. I mean, I was like, why have we not been? Last week, basically, Grace, when she was in Charleston, if you listen to her episode, she had horrible service. So she was like, I
Horrible
can't
service.
can't get the episode to upload. And I was like, no problem. Because if you don't know, she does the audio, I do the video. And turns out I was like, I wonder if I can just reuse this instead of re-downloading, re-editing, blah, blah, blah. And I can just turn it into an audio file.
And so
Amazing.
you didn't even have to, like, put it into GarageBand?
No, it's just like a feature. And then, oh, okay. So if you notice that I thought about this after, that the episode didn't have out like the music at the end, that's my bad because I don't have music at the end on the video, so it just ends.
It's fine. Fuck it. At this point, I'm like, this
So
is so much easier. Now I don't have to worry about, like, cutting it and editing if you cut it and edit once. You know what I mean?
yeah, but just send me the outro so I can start adding it. So it's not like this aggressive silence at the end and they're like, hello?
I love that. My cat is being needy.
Yes,
Where's
all the
Archie?
kitty cats. Archie is right here. That's
Oh
not where he
no,
is. Hold on.
I
There he
lost you.
is. Oh, you can't see me at all? Okay, we're back. If you're listening and or watching, for you, no time has passed, but we had to double check the recording.
Yeah, like just right now, it just got weird and Katie froze again. And I'm like, what is
What?
happening? Like, I
The
can't hear Katie again.
You can't hear me at all?
Oh, now I can.
Okay. Should we continue?
I don't understand what's happening.
Okay, we're just going to dive right in. So, on February 16th, 1981, 40-year-old Alan Bono was found stabbed to death on the floor of a dog kennel facility, and this is in Connecticut. Now, this is the first time that there's been a murder in this area of Connecticut in like 163 years. And
Holy crap.
I know. Bono is stabbed multiple times in the chest and stomach, and he's then left there to die. This is the same facility that 19-year-old Arne Johnson's Alan's murderer sometimes visits alongside his fiancee named Debbie Gletzel. Now, to wrap it all together, we're going to say we have Alan Bono at the top. This is the 40-year-old man who was just murdered. And then below him, he is the landlord to Arne Johnson, the man that killed him.
Okay.
And Arne Johnson is engaged to Debbie Gletzel, who works for Alan Bono at the dog kennel facility. So it's like a triangle.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, on the day of his murder, they were all having lunch, like Debbie, along with some of her relatives, and then Arne and Alan. And Arne and Alan returned to the kennel alone. And at one point, who knows what happened, but Arne becomes agitated. The group has been drinking all day, and it's believed that this part's alleged. A lot of this is kind of like, it's quite an old case. So
Yeah.
that Alan may have grabbed Debbie's 9-year-old niece, Mary, and refused to let her go. Arne demanded that he let her go, and when he refused again, he reported to have growled like an animal and stabbed Alan repeatedly with a pocket knife. This
Okay.
later, so he's arrested pretty much immediately, like within the hour. And at first, Arne would claim that he didn't mean to hurt anyone and that he had been drinking. He has zero criminal history. He's not a troubled kid. He's never caused any problems. And now, of course, as soon as I say this, everybody recognizes this case. This is the famous case where Arne would claim that demonic possession is what caused him to kill Alan Bono.
Wait, this is a famous case?
Yes. So let's dive in and then we'll tie into how it's so famous. According to him and his team, hauntings behind the case started the summer prior, so the summer of 1980. And it was during that time that Debbie's 11-year-old brother, David, was plagued by night terrors, telling the family that he had vivid hallucinations of an old man with black eyes and jagged teeth. This man would wake him up and harass him in his sleep. Now, at first, Arne and the Glatzel family thought that he was just a really imaginative child and that these would just kind of go away over time. However, they don't. They continue to get worse. They start to bleed into daytime. He starts seeing an old man with a white beard dressed in a flannel shirt and jeans. And as his hallucinations continue, everybody starts to hear suspicious sounds coming from the attic.
Oh, fuck no.
In addition, David starts hissing, having seizures, and speaking in strange voices while quoting John Milton's Paradise Lost, which is a book, and the Bible. Now, they
A
call for
10-year-old?
help.
This is
He's
a 10-year-old.
11. He's 11, yes.
11,
But
sorry. I mean,
yes,
that's
he's a
it's
child.
basically the same.
I know. So they call for help from a priest at this point. And of course, who else do they call but self acclaimed paranormal experts, Ed and Lorraine Warren? Now, the Warrens believe that David is under the influence of demonic possession, and they conduct several seances, about 3 of them. And in their attempt to exorcise the boy, David apparently levitates and contorts, but none of this is working. So they're continuously trying to be like, we're trying to help you. And like, this isn't their first case. It's not like they're like, all of a sudden they're like, hello, here we are. You know what I mean? Like, they've been
This
around for
isn't
years.
Yeah, this isn't their first rodeo.
Literally. So uh, during all this time, David allegedly predicts the murder that Arna would later commit. Now, because nothing is seeming to work and Arna is just like beside himself, that, he cares a lot for this family. He's engaged to Debbie. So he decides he's going to take matters into his own hands. And he does this in October of 1980 when he approaches an abandoned well where David claimed that he first encountered the Devil Man. Alone in the woods, he attempts to contact the entity and tells the entity to leave the boy alone and to take him instead. Apparently, the demon obliges. So then by the time that February comes around, it kind of comes to a point. Now, there's not a ton of information on what happens between October of 1980 and then the murder that happens in 1981, but he allegedly is very agitated during this time, and like his mood has completely changed. Now, let's talk about the trial. So, he's been arrested for murder. He gets an attorney
Okay,
by the
wait.
name.
Can we pause here for a second?
Yes.
I need to understand what's happening. Okay,
Yes.
so sorry guys if you're watching this. I'm like literally like my nose is running. Better go catch it. Oh. I'll just see myself out. Bye.
Goodbye.
No, so this is Debbie's brother
So he like
is the one that's
Arna,
demonic.
yeah, so Arna like lives on the property with like not with the family, but the same property that the family lives on. So yes,
Okay.
in the summer, the brother is like having these weird hallucinations that turn out to be demonic, according to the family.
Okay. And Ed and Lorraine Warren are involved? This is wild.
And so at this point, now Arna has, I guess, goaded the demon into taking over him instead, right? So the story goes that the demon leaves the boy alone, and now it's
Yeah.
after Arna. So
Okay, so
now,
sorry, fast forward to trial, I guess.
yes. So Arna has an attorney by the name of Martin Manella, and Martin tries his best to enter a plea of not guilty by reason of demonic possession. He planned to subpoena the priests who allegedly attended the exorcisms, urging them to break tradition by speaking about their rights, which they rarely do. And over the course of the trial, Martin and the Warrens are routinely mocked by their peers. So, like, the Warrens are standing by the defense. They're like, no, this is demonic possession. They're continually showing up. They're
Wow.
100% behind this. But Judge Robert Callahan rejects the plea. He argues such a defense would be impossible to prove and that any testimony on the matter was unscientific and thus irrelevant.
I mean, at that point, so this is separate than pleading for insanity.
Right. I mean, like, so you can say, like, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty by reason of insanity, but you have to be evaluated and they have to, like, prove that you don't know the difference between right and wrong. You can't just say, like, oh, well, I'm pleading insanity. You have to be evaluated and then they'll decide if
Okay.
so it's sort of, yeah, this is the first time that anybody's ever tried to do this. They're like, we're going to give it a shot. Obviously, it didn't work. The collaboration of 4 priests during the 3 exorcisms is never confirmed, but the Diocese of Bridgeport acknowledged the priests worked on helping David Glatzel during this difficult time, is what they called. I did quotations if you can't see me. Now, the priests in question were ordered not to speak on the matter publicly. This is a quote. "No one from the church has said one way or the other who is involved," said Reverend Nicholas V. Griccio, a diocese spokesman, "and we decline to say," unquote. So Arna's
Okay.
lawyer is permitted to examine Alan Bono's clothes, and there's no basis for this. This is so silly, but they say that the lack of any blood, rips, or tears could help report the claim of demonic involvement. but the court is like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, like how does that even work?
I don't know. At this point, his team decides that they're going to pivot and they're going to enter a plea of self defense. But ultimately, nobody buys it, and he is convicted of first degree manslaughter on November 24th, 1981, and he's sentenced to 10 to 20 years in prison, and he only serves 5.
This is
Now,
a very quick turnaround of a like
oh,
murder to
yeah,
trial to conviction. Like that was quick.
it's the 80s, man. A small town that never has murder. This is like all that's
Oh, I guess
happening
that's
there.
true.
You know what I mean? So, as he is behind bars, a man by the name of Gerald Brittles uh, writes a book about the incident called The Devil in Connecticut, and it's published with the help of Lorraine Warren. On top of that, the trial also inspired the production of a television movie called The Demon Murder Case. And David Glutzel's brother, Carl, is not amused. In fact, he sues both Brittle and Warren over the book, alleging that it violated his right to privacy. And he also said that it was an, quote, intentional affliction of emotional distress. Further, he claimed that the narrative was a hoax created by the Warrens, who took advantage of his brother's mental health for money.
Who said
Ah,
this?
this is the brother, Carl, David's brother,
Okay.
Glutzel.
Okay.
So, after serving about 5 years in prison, Arne is released in 1986. He marries Debbie, and as of 2014, they were still together.
Wow. Okay.
I know. As for Debbie, she maintains an interest in the supernatural and claims that Arna's biggest mistake was challenging, quote, the beast that possessed her younger brother. She says, quote, you never take that step. You never challenge the devil. Arna started showing the same signs my brother did when he was under possession, unquote.
So, okay, no, keep going.
Okay, so other Satan defenses that have been throughout history, there's really not a ton because it really is not a defense that holds up well in court.
It's
So
banana land is what it is.
yes. So in Texas, it's often thrown around known as the Satan defense. And this was as recently as 2016. A defendant in Texas blamed the devil for the shooting of 2 teenagers, a crime that led to the death of one of them. His name was Cody Lott, 20, admitted to killing Lauren Landavaso, 13, in September of 2016. And he told police officers that he was frustrated that he was single and decided to shoot the teens after, quote, talking to the devil. The crime occurred in Wichita Falls as the 2
Jesus.
teenagers were walking home from school. Lott told officers that he was also upset that the media called the incident senseless. The defendant was charged with 1 count of possession of a prohibited weapon, count of murder, and 1 count of aggravated assault, and his bail was set at $4 million. He obviously didn't win and he was convicted, and a lot of people are, come forward and say, like, you can't use this defense.
Yeah.
So then, in 2021, as part of the Conjuring series, the movie came out, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which is based on this case, which really like catapulted it back into the
Wait.
spotlight.
The Devil Made Me Do It, like the Conjuring is based on this
Is based
like
on
the
this case. Yeah.
Oh.
So it does stray from the actual case, right? Because it needs to be a whole movie, and as you can tell by this episode, like it's not a very long story. And if you've watched the movie, which I have, it is quite scary. And I don't think it has a happy ending. So while there have been many claims of hauntings on the first 2 Conjuring sets, there was nothing about anything happening on this set. And I think this was close to the time that Lorraine, let's see, I think she may have died a few years earlier.
I didn't realize that this is the case for The Conjuring.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so Lorraine Warren died on April 18th, 2019, so it's just 2 years before that. I think it's the 3rd one in the installment came out.
That's wild. So, okay, back to what's Debbie's brother's name? The one that was demonic
David.
in the beginning?
Yep.
Is he still like fine? He's just living life?
As far as I know.
Dang. Can you imagine being like, oh yeah, when I was a kid, was possessed?
The craziest thing though, which like not that I'm like, well, I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm just saying what psychologists say make me think I'm on Ed and Lorraine Warren's side because they said that his behavior was the result of the learning disability.
What?
I know. And psychologists that have studied this case for years, nobody has any explanation for why Arna killed Alan or what happened. So it's a widely debated case. I mean, obviously, in the court of the law, you can't claim demonic possession.
I mean,
And I
you
mean,
can. It just might not
you
win.
can, but it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, don't do it.
It's
Nobody
like you
listening to
actually
this,
get possessed in the
literally,
middle of the trial and like start
literally,
like your eyes roll back and you're like, nah,
your
nah, nah,
head
nah, nah,
spinning
nah.
360, literally talking in tongues. Now, let's talk about
Yes.
a kind of funny case that is like, I saw this on a law firm's website, and it's about unusual defenses. So, in 1978, Dan White faced the death penalty over the murder of Harvey Milk and May George Moscone in San Francisco. White's lawyers argued diminished capacity given his bouts of depression, and they claimed in the days before the killing he would eat only Twinkies. The attorneys argued the food showed his state of mind, and the jury acquitted him of murder, convicting him instead of voluntary manslaughter. White was sentenced to 8 years in prison, and the so called Twinkie defense was born.
That's incredible. The Twinkies, I mean, the fact that he
Yeah,
went from death penalty to 8 years.
I know.
Also, I didn't realize that, like, what was the term you said? They claimed he was, because of
Diminished
his depression,
capacity. Yeah,
diminished capacity.
yeah,
Okay. Never heard of that before, but okay.
yeah. Let's see.
I love that. Why would that lawyer website have that?
Well, they were talking about the Satan defense, and then I mean, a lot of like law firms will have like blogs because it brings foot traffic to their page, like me. And then people are like, "Oh, a lawyer in Texas or whatever." I mean, in this case, it was Texas.
Yeah.
So diminished capacity is a legal concept that argues a person's mental impairment, short of legal insanity, prevents them from forming the specific mental state required for a crime, often leading to a reduced crime. There is a
I mean,
difference.
that sounds something like would have worked for him in his trial.
Yeah, I think it's like a way newer. It's so weird because like I know that the crime happened in 1981, but in my head, we're like way before that. We're like in the night, we're 1902, baby. Like I'm thinking as I'm picturing this crime
World
in my
War
head.
One, like,
Literally, I'm like, no, this was many moons ago. Okay,
it's
this was
also
the
like,
OG legal case.
and it's like so chaotic. Like, it's weird to me that there's like basically nothing stated besides the fact that it's like, oh yeah, they like got in a disagreement and he stabbed Alan. Like, I'm just like, I don't, I what? Like,
I know. And the
I
whole
need more
thing and
details.
well, they
Put me in the
like
room.
let's go back. They try to put it, in perspective in the movie. Like maybe they fought, like, you kind of see his development, like Arna's development, and how he's kind of like a little bit more unhinged. And
Yeah.
there's like a radio playing, and so there's some thought of maybe it was a fight about Debbie, but like nobody knows because nobody was there except for the two of them. And then he just like leaves. But also, like, what about the blood? Was there no blood on him? You know what? I don't have any answers. I don't know why I'm providing more questions for you guys, but I'm not trying to
She's
get
like,
everybody
actually,
riled
let's
up.
question everything.
I'm like, you know what? Let's go back. Let's look through each detail of this case.
That's wild.
I know. It truly is an
Have you
insane
seen
case.
all the Conjuring movies or just one?
No, I've seen all of them except for The Last Rites, which I think just came out this year. And at this point, I am over it. I hate to be that person, but like I've seen them all, and how much, like Paranormal Activity.
Ugh,
Wait, okay,
that
wait. I
movie
know I'm about to go on a
haunted
sidetrack,
me.
but no, it scared me so much growing up. But I recently watched it like a few years ago. It's like jumpy, but not, it didn't like make me have nightmares. But each movie, each Paranormal Activity movie, it's the same. Like obviously the story's
Yeah.
going backwards, but the point is like it's going to be the same premise each time.
Yep. Yep.
And then can we talk about the Blair Witch Project? We should do a whole episode on that.
Okay, wait. I was actually just gonna bring this up. So when's the first time you watched it?
I was a teenager.
Okay, you know that it was filmed at UCF.
No.
Yeah, it was UCF students that filmed the Blair Witch Project for
But did you know
school.
that they didn't know?
What do you mean they didn't know?
That they didn't know, like the actual actors like that were in the main part, they didn't know that like the Blair Witch wasn't real
Yeah, but
until like they went to the premiere.
oh, I didn't know that.
Like when they're filming, not that they thought, like they
It's
thought they were
authentic.
actually
Yeah,
having, yeah, they thought they were
yeah.
having an actual experience because it's not filmed in Florida.
It's so. Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. Actually, because I think so. Okay, first time I ever watched it. Let's first start there. Uh, was in a tent with a mobile DVD player
Are you
in the middle of
insane?
the woods.
I would have been
I did
scared.
it. Yeah, it was bad. It was not a good time. All right, so it was a horror film written, directed, and edited by these two guys. Um, Yeah, so they were in Maryland when
Yeah,
they
I was like, it's
shot
somewhere
it.
north. Yeah.
Yeah, the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh God,
Um,
there might have been something out there with them.
I'm like seeing. So it says after about there's 20 hours of footage, which was edited down to 82 minutes, and it was a budget of 35,000 to 60,000. Ends up
That's
costing
really good.
between 200 and 750,000 after post
Okay.
production and marketing.
Well, what do I know?
Yeah, damn. It says that when it premiered at the Sundance Film Festival in 1999, excuse me, the promotional marketing campaign listed the actors as either missing or deceased.
That's crazy. There's like a recent film that did this. That's like the same found footage stuff, and they kept like
Yeah.
promoting it as an actual like missing persons case. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Development of the Blair Witch Project began in 1993 while film students at the University of Central Florida, Daniel and Eduardo, were inspired to make the film after realizing they found documentaries on paranormal phenomena scarier than traditional horror films.
Okay.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, they were at school just doing that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to
That's
them after that. Like the people that were in it, like did they go on to be actors or
they actually talk about that. So let's see. So I guess whenever they advertised for the movie, they said like it was a completely improvised feature film that would be shot in a wooded location.
that's horrifying.
Oh, so I guess the during the interview or the audition, they posed to this girl Heather a question and said, "You've served 7 years of a 9-year sentence. Why should we let you out on parole?" To which she had to respond,
What the fuck?
yeah, this is wild. Okay, wait, let me go back to the cast. So Heather Donahue, retired actress, but did Blair Witch Project and a miniseries. Oh, Taken, a miniseries. And then
Okay.
after retiring from acting, she became a medical marijuana grower. Respect.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one. Joshua Leonard, he was in a ton of stuff afterwards. He was in Madhouse, The Shaggy Dog, Higher Ground, The Motel Life, Snake and the Mongoose, If I Stay, The Town That Dreaded Sundown, 6 Years, and Unsane. I don't know those, but
Me either.
supposedly he's supposedly doing well. Oh my gosh, he got paid $500 to be in this movie.
That's crazy.
And then Michael Williams is an actor known for Blair Witch Project. He did like an episode of Law and Order, and that's
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
they
right.
have very chill.
The psychological effect of doing that movie and not knowing what you're getting into has to be studied in the same way that the Stanford prison experiment was done.
Oh my god, I know.
Like like truly like you have to like I'm trying to think of like putting myself in that situation. You're in the dark, you don't really know what's going on. Like you without the protections that exist today for actors and stuff like that, you would have no fucking clue what was real and what wasn't, and your brain would probably play tricks on you. Like like I've heard reports that they went to the premiere not knowing that what they experienced wasn't real.
That's so scary.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine.
No.
Also, the fact that their marketing was missing posters.
Fuck, that's even like more horrifying. Bless you. She's got 8
Thank
more
you.
coming. Just kidding.
I hope not. No.
Maybe. Jinxed it. Bless you.
I did.
31 sneezes for your 31st birthday.
Woo! I'm old.
No, take that back. You can't be old. Grace is having a sneezing fit. TBD on if
Oh
we're
my
gonna make
gosh.
it to the end. I'm having the weirdest deja vu right now. Have we done this before? No, surely
With me
not.
sneezing?
Yeah, and talking about the Blair Witch Project is like too deja
Oh
vu-y.
no.
Okay,
No.
are we sure?
At least
Not
now
the
you're
same
making me
thing.
question it.
I know. Like, someone let us know. Comment below on Spotify and or on YouTube.
I know we just like went on a tangent, but did you have any other like trials or things to talk about?
Oh no, I'm so sorry. That was it. It
Okay.
was a short episode, but I've always
No, I
wanted to
love it.
always wanted to cover it.
Yeah, because I had no idea. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm assuming other people know of it, but because does the Conjuring follow the same premise though of like
Mhm.
the boyfriend takes the demon over or whatever?
Yeah, so like in the beginning they're doing an exorcism and it's insane. I've seen the behind the scenes footage of like how they actually orchestrate like how everybody moves in the scene and it's fascinating. But yeah, it starts off with like an exorcism of the boy and I think at some point it goes into the Arna. And so
Okay.
goes through the murder
Yeah,
and
I
I
just
think the
didn't know if
it
they
goes to the
followed that much.
trial, goes to him and going to jail. It differs though.
Wow.
Like it's not it is obviously everybody, it's fiction. Okay, it is loosely based on a true
Yeah,
story.
right, for legal
Yeah.
purposes.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Dang, I had no idea.
Now you know.
Scary.
Truly.
But yeah, I was going to say, tune in next week because we'll talk about the Blair Witch Project. No, we're not going to. Next week, I want to talk about the spooky stuff I learned about in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
I like literally was on this ghost tour taking notes. I was like,
You're like,
what's
I'm
that?
actually
What
going to
is it?
record
How
this.
do you spell
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Phonetically, if you don't know the actual spelling. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh my god, everyone was so annoyed with me too because I was like, I gotta take a picture of every single thing.
Hell yeah, you do. We're going to put it in the episode. I don't know why I call it
I
the app.
know. Well, now the thing is I realized that like iPhones and stuff now have all these great editing, not editing features, photo features for taking pictures at night.
I
Where I'm
know.
like, you don't even get the opportunity to get orbs anymore because everything's
It's
edited out.
true. Well, you know how I feel about orbs. That
I
they're
know, but
bullshit. I
listen,
stand by it.
that was the only thing I was seeing in Charleston, so I
Well,
went
if we
with it.
get merch made ever, which I know some of you have been asking about, you design it, we'll print it, okay?
Hell
Um
yeah, you design it, we print it. That's like a custom ink advertisement.
literally. I'm like, then I want a shirt that says orbs are bullshit.
I also want a shirt that says birds aren't real.
Yes. Oh my god, wait, should we design let's circle back on
They
this in
have
the new
their own
year.
merch line.
Well, but I mean, we say boats don't float. How about that?
I agree. I 100%. Yep, we gotta do that. Tune in for those as well. No,
That's
God,
right.
we gotta reel this in. All
We're
right.
wrapping it
If
up.
you made it this far, thank you so much for listening to this episode and or watching. I apologize that I had the sniffles the entire time and my nose is bright red like Rudolph, but we really appreciate you being here and listening. And for my birthday, what you should do is like and follow and subscribe to YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts and leave us reviews that are positive, please. And what else? If you want to reach out to us or tell us any scary stories or wish me happy birthday, you can reach us a couple different ways on social media. It is at Wait for Real Pod. And we have our email, which is waitforrealpod@gmail.com.
Mhm.
And if you want to support us another way, like financially, we have a link to buy us a cup of coffee. So you can
Yes.
buy us a cup of coffee.
Yep.
Starbucks is buying mine tomorrow,
Oh,
as it is
yeah.
my birthday.
Free birthday coffee.
I always have to get like the most expensive thing I can think of.
Obviously, that's the only way to do it. You might need a
Hell
medicine
yeah.
ball at this point.
Yeah, I know. I'm very annoyed. It also doesn't help that it's like fucking 40 degrees here tonight.
Oh, it's gonna be like 35 degrees there tomorrow. It's gonna be as cold there as it is here, pretty much,
Yeah, I'm
which
not
is
meant for
crazy.
this.
No, you're like, I did my time up north
Yeah, like,
already.
what
This is
is this? Yeah.
bullshit.
And also
Yeah.
on my birthday, that's fucking
Yeah,
rude.
what the fuck?
I don't know
It's
who
either
planned
supposed
that.
to be cold on your birthday or you're supposed to be sick. There can't be both. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
we can't double dip right now. You know
No,
what I
no, no,
mean?
no, no, no.
Jeez. Anywho, I actually blame everybody that was working at the bar with because they all were like, "Oh, I don't feel good. I don't feel good." I'm like, "Get away from me."
Yeah, it is their fault, actually.
I have
Yes,
to start
literally.
kissing everyone. Anywho, all right. Was there anything I was missing from the ending there?
Who knows? I don't think so.
All right, we're just winging it, guys. That's the story of our
Okay.
lives.
Yeah.
But we'll leave it as we always do.
Go to therapy.
And don't forget to leave the lights on.